type of message, you're not supposed to shout. You know, you're supposed to take it gently so that it goes in. All right, all right. If you're here, you're married. Can I see your hand? Just wave your hand. If you're here, you're married. Just wave your hand. Hallelujah. If you're here, you're not married. Is that Honorable Silas? Honorable Silas, you're welcome. Honor to have you. All right, okay. All right, you're here, you're not married. Let me see your hand. Hallelujah. In fact, if you're not married, clap 3 times. All right, because God has helped you. You're going to get information that is going to help you as you begin to. All right, please listen to my series. On Sunday, I made a statement, concerning the love bank. If you're not married, more especially if you're a lady, be careful who you interact with. Because anybody you interact with, credits into your love bank. That's why you could see a believer being in love with an unbeliever. It's the interaction. Am I talking here? All right. I said, am I talking here? That's why you see a Christian, so satiated with somebody that, that's what, am I talking here? It's because something is dropped in you. And the Bible said that guard your heart with all diligence. It matters who drops a unit. Am I talking in House of Refuge? All right. So you don't just interact, with anybody and any. All right. On Sunday, on Wednesday, I was, we're dealing with the first thing or the only thing that a woman cannot do without, which is affection. Marriage is not meant for you to enjoy it. It's actually meant for you to enjoy it. I'm not going to go back. I have a lot. I need to hit what I needed, all right. And I made a statement. I said that the challenge with homes is that women don't get the affection that is needed. Affection tells them few things. It tells them that they are secured. It tells them that they are protected. It tells them that I understand what you're going through. I am here for you. It tells them that they are valued. All right. The affection, if it is not there, then the woman feels as if she is being used. Most problem with men, is that they think that they can do away with the preliminary and go into the main event. For a man, the main event is sex. However, for the woman, the preliminary, which is the affection, is actually her main event. If there is no, affection, then sex becomes a chore or becomes a problem to them. The preliminaries are not only required for a fulfillment or fulfilling sexual relationship. All right, so I gave an assignment. I said that, well, as men, all right, since we are not so much affectionate, if you're married, I will advise 1 month of sexless affection. All right, and some people came and was like, they are confused, they don't understand. What I mean is like, kiss her, lie down naked, but don't have sex. Let her know that you are not after her body, but you're after her comfort. Am I talking here? All right, somebody actually, but like, so Pastor Moses said, she began and he closed his ears. She began. Am I talking here? All right. Well, I'm happy today. We have a little bit matured. On Wednesday, we have kids around. You can't just say everything. Now, a woman needs to feel oneness with her husband before she has sex with him is very important. Whenever a woman have a sex with a man, her husband, and she doesn't feel connected, all right, she gets, bitter, and angry. And one of the only way that she can become one with you, is the affection. If the affection is not there, all right, and this feeling is achieved through the exchange of affection, and then undivided attention. All right, that is why sometimes I say, kadubeni, undivided attention. Don't just, rush into, all right. Her need, for this one spirit unity helps her to understand, that you are there and you also understand. Now, I'm going to mention some few things because today I'm going to deal with the one thing that the man cannot do without, and that is sex. The one thing that the man cannot do without, all right? But your ability, to understand the spirit of unity helps us understand how, for a woman, an affair develops, all right? Don't be shocked. You can have people clapping hands in church, but they're having affairs somewhere. Don't be confused. I've seen marriages in church just got scattered. Divorces are everywhere. Am I talking in House of Refuge? Okay. Once understanding, all right. Whenever you see a typical affair that involves a woman, what actually happened here is that the woman has a sex with a man, after that man has demonstrated a level of love for her, showering her with affection. No woman imba karuaba will sleep with you if she never received affection. No woman. If she's not going for manipulation, going for money, or she's on drugs. All right, if a woman allows you into her body, there has to be a level of affection that is released. All right, imba air drugs, bakokuma karua, when the ten animon kudi. Am I talking House of Refuge? Yakun kuna kalona haka. Next yakuna kalona haka. Come on, put your hands together. So when you meet a woman, all right, that begins to have an affair, it means her lover must have demonstrated, a level of affection. And by the way, Mundi's sister, Ladi, is around somewhere. Yeah, come on, put your hands together for her. All right. By showering her with affection. And at that moment, because she experienced something, a level of care, and she experienced something that she never gets from her husband. The husband, now you're married, kwanta bude, and just like that, And because he expressed this care, the physical union is usually characterized by a degree of ecstasy. Because this is not what she's getting, all right? Okay, that is unknown to her in a marriage. So she concludes that her lover is the right person to her, all right? Because she doesn't feel the same way when she makes love to her husband. The difference is because the lover showered affection, all right? But I want you to know that the truth is that any marriage can have the sizzle of an affair, okay? If the man, learn, to release affection, into the woman, all right? Now watch. If a husband is going to lay the groundwork with affection, then the bond between a husband and a wife can be restored. All right, there are homes, you don't have to tell me anything. There are homes that are rocked, and shaken. All right, but what will restore the bond, for her, is the release, of affection. Their bond is going to be restored and the affair will be seen, So when your marriage is struggling sexually, all right, the only thing that you need to look out for is the missing element of affection. All right, don't get angry. Don't fight and insist that she has to, kaga tana hanani. No, it's not about tana hanaka. All right, what have you been withdrawing from her? You have to be able to, all right, without the environment, the sexual event is contrived, and for a woman, it becomes unnatural. If the environment of affection is not there, it becomes mechanical. And sex is not supposed to be mechanical. It's supposed to be natural. Am I talking here? It's supposed to flow. There has to be a plenty, all right? So when you look at an affair, the condition that guarantees fulfilling sex is there, all right? The bonding that comes with affections are met, all right? What makes it that you as a husband cannot create that bond? All right. Now, most women, they sleep with their husband or have sex with their husband majorly because some of them, that's the only time they get affection. Because some of you men, the only time you begin to show as if you care is because you're looking for something that is down here. All right, okay? And mostly when that happens, they begin to get angry. Because as soon as the sex is over, the husband goes back to his unaffectionate position. All right, and then the bitterness and the pain, begins to happen. All right, and they begin to feel that their husband all that he wants is just sex. All right, but please, but all that the husband wants is not just sex. There's something that I want to allow you to understand before I take you into what I have today. A woman's need for affection is probably her deepest emotional need. All right, but every woman also here must also understand that her husband has an equally deep need for sex. Sex for a man or for your husband is not just one of the several ways of ending a night or a typical. To him, sex is like air. It's like oxygen. All right, it's like oxygen. It's like air. How many of you cannot survive without air? Everybody. Same thing with the man. Sex for the man is like air. He cannot do very well without it. Once the need kicks and he's looking for it, he begins to go, okay. So when a wife fails to understand this power of the male sex appetite, then she's going to end up having a husband who is either tense and frustrated, or he begins to look for any place where he could satisfy that hunger or that thirst. At worst, if you meet an unbeliever, he steps in to begin to, all right. So what I'm going to do today is that the first thing that the man cannot do without, all right, the first thing that the man cannot do without, all right, sexual fulfillment. All right, look at a neighbor and say, give it to me. The first thing that the man cannot do without, which is sexual fulfillment. Why are you putting all of this? Give me the first thing that the man cannot do without, not the needs. I'm not here. I'm gone. All right. If you're writing, if you're a husband, you write once. If you're a wife or a woman, take note twice. All right. If you're not married, it's going to help you later. If you're married, please listen to me. Generally, you're going to hear women make statements. I remember I was a little bit, not so much grown up. I came out from our house in Baptist High School, and I had a group of women walking, and then they are talking. Those are actually married women, just talking. All right. And then something said that the only thing is sex, 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 sex. All right. When you hear women talk, sometimes, basically it's out of ignorance. You're going to hear something like this. My husband, before he got married to me, he's so romantic and affectionate. But now, when he wants sex, he wants it right now. He doesn't care how I feel. He doesn't care. All he cares is satisfying himself. Another ones, you're going to hear them say, my husband has turned into an animal. All he can ever think about is sex, 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 sex. If you're a woman here, just look straight. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about what I hear women say. All right, okay. Just act confused as if you don't understand what I'm saying. So, most women become confused, because at one point, when he is going after you, all right, the attention is there. The care is there. All right, and no woman, imbade tana gaji tana sonte aure the wuriba, or they force her. No woman will ever agree to marry a man if she have not seen signs of affection. No woman. Except if she feels that she's getting old, let's just take it. No. Or am I talking here? She thinks, okay, but if a woman agrees that she's going to get married to you, there has to be signs or affection being released. And then because for her, that settles her. She feels she's covered, protected, all right, okay. So, but the challenge is that once they enter into marriage, all the affection vaporized. Because now the man comes in and what he's looking for is sex. And to them, it looks like lust. And so the question is that, was the affection during courtship a ploy to catch me or to captivate a woman for sexual gratification? All right. And when you meet women, they think that men are inconsiderate. She buy a colony. Na defa binchi na kayara makaranta na dawo na gaji yanzu na gama dina na gaji. But now he wants it. All right. Okay. And then you now have women, they begin to fake chiwon kai, chiwon baya, or they fake sleep. But he wants it now. All right. Most of the things that I mentioned is actually a general problem that is widespread. However, let me tell you something. When you meet a typical woman doesn't understand her husband's deep need for sex. Just like the husband doesn't understand his wife's deep needs for affection. This lack of understanding creates the problem. Listen to me. One thing that the man cannot do without your husband is sexual fulfillment. Now, I wrote the word sexual fulfillment because there's a difference between sex and sexual fulfillment. Sex, you can have it with a harlot and just pay and go. You just really. Sexual fulfillment kills and quench a thirst. You can be thirsty and I give you warm water. It won't quench your thirst. All right, am I talking here? So when you're talking about sexual fulfillment, for you, but the yada many, let me just give him. No, a man can just, you can just give him and then he is not fulfilled. Because sexual fulfillment is different from sex. Husband must understand and realize that affection is the environment of marriage. Sex is the event. But wives must also grab how special man finds sex. All right. So when you meet a man, he's not actually pawning and grabbing. I know someone who, tahanashi. One night he just came with a knife. Chekibude. But this is real. It's true. With a knife. Because ya deure, and he can't go out, and women can manipulate with this. Any woman that manipulates her body with her husband, that's a terrible woman. You don't use this to get money. You don't use this. Am I talking here? Okay. You don't use because you are angry. All right. Okay. All right. So he's not just pounding or grabbing because he needs something very badly. And sometimes I don't know what happens in the bedroom, because he becomes insatiable. All kinds of things. He just wants it. All right. It's not just that he's grabbing and pawning. There are some men's sex drive that is so strong that when you see them going after sex, they look like fools. I've seen big men running after small girls. What do you think they are going after? Is this. A big man, big, with big office. A small girl. Do you understand? How many of you have understand what I'm talking about? No, just look straight. Maybe you're the one, I don't know, but just look straight. Grown up, big men, and you begin to no, you have to understand what sex means to a man. Grown up, like a carton mutum, a FCE, a motor, yana jira wata karamanyariya. Inka ganta chengele like this, chengele. Look straight. Don't come on, put your hands together if you understand what I'm talking about. Chengele like this. Come on, come on, loje. Vroom vroom. I went into, grown up. Grown up. Like a kato mutu yashigo ni lungu. But like a tapa samani chiwa wana mutu nze tapa shigaba. But bomutu say the very fine car awani lungu. Ga kotami kota ina. Yana kota ina kotami. Kungane meneke vadakwa. Big car. So some men, it makes them look like fools. And when you meet a woman that doesn't understand it and she is playing with you on it, you find out that some men are begging, Dong Allah. Making us so, sirene, motane, making us so, begging. Some, if they can't beg, they even rape their wives. Because when it rises up, they want to get it. They can't help it. All right. Now, the challenge for a man that is married most often, and he has a wife that is tormenting him there, he begins to feel cheated. Because when a man chooses a wife, he promises to remain faithful to her. And if he promises to remain faithful to her, then that thirst must be. That means that he believes that this wife will be the only sexual partner until death do us part. However, when he makes this commitment, he trusts her to be sexually, listen to me, interested in him. And whenever he begins to come, he trusts her to be sexually, listen to me, available whenever he needs to make love and to meet his sexual needs. I'm going to go deeper. Just as she trusts him to meet her emotional need. However, the challenge is many marriages, you don't have to, you see, apart from reading, the challenge most often is that the man now begins to find problem putting his trust in the woman, because he puts his trust, it has turned into one of the biggest, he thinks, mistakes of his life. Because he has agreed to limit his sexual experiences to a wife who is now unwilling to meet that vital need. Say tagadama, say taso. Bayoba. And then worse, if she's looking for money from you and you don't give her what she is looking for, the door is closed. And you are in need, because for a man, what kawai yaji karang ruwan shower, they walk, because for us to get aroused, it doesn't take it's not science. And in the middle of the night, you need this thing. So then she pushes you. And some women, again, they know how to mess you up. And saka abuna abarka da little imagination, amma ba za ka samu ba. Sai ta danta wuce ta kada kawai ta wuce kai. Akwai abun da tana so baka bata ba. Sai ka ga ta fita. I mean, those are the times she looks so voluptuous, succulent, and the way I'm going to be talking today, I'll be an unbeliever. But let my wife not think that I'm experienced, or I read a lot. I don't have experience. I read a lot, that's all. If you meet a man who is a believer with strong moral conviction, then he may try his best to keep it. But some husband, is to tough it out. But many cannot. And so they look for sex somewhere. They are clapping in church, but in Iskani. They look for it somewhere. They lift up hands. And when she discovers that he is unfaithful, it hits her. She becomes bitter. She feels hot and resentful. She tries to make an adjustment to correct her error. But if where he went, he met satisfaction, you're in trouble. Because for you to get him back, because what he was not getting, and he is fulfilled. Remember, sexual fulfillment. You're in trouble. Because to get him back, you see, a man can lose all reasoning. A study is made. One of the strangest, very strange, in human behavior, is when a married man is sexually attracted to another woman. Most often, it looks as if he is possessed. It's not joke. And he can slap his wife on a mistress. Don't. It looks as if he is taken over. So you see bank presidents, Successful politicians. Have you seen big politicians? Yana big karamanyariya. The yaran the yana binyari and the ifetama. Big politicians. Pastors of flourishing churches. Leaders in every walk of life. They have thrown away all caution, put away their careers, and let their life achievement go down the drain. Why? Something kicks in, they want it. Don't joke with it. They will look as if... So if we're going to prevent unfaithfulness and affairs in our marriages, if you're married, don't play with the man's sexual need. Don't manipulate. Don't use it to get something. Don't. Let me say it again. If you're married, don't use sex to manipulate your husband. Don't hold it until you get something. Don't. You destroy your home. Don't say that you cannot. No, I was hard on Wednesday with the women, right? No, I was with the men. I was on the women. So if you say that you na magana kamazani on the women, don't. The worst, if he is on, tell him, allow me, let me get into my frame. Don't hiss, don't push, don't say okay, and then you just open. Sex for the man is not just sex. Your involvement gives him satisfaction. How you respond to his touch, how you respond to what he does are part of what fulfills him. It's not opening your legs and then him getting a release. It's not that. Because he can get a release without interest from a harlot. That's why a man can give you his body and never gives you his heart. When he sleeps with a harlot, it's his body. When you, am I talking in house of refuge? Come on, put your hands together if you understand. So if we're going to prevent it after 2 minutes ago, prevention begins with having an understanding of the difference between the sexuality of men and the sexuality of women. How different are men and women in regards to sexual drive? How different are men and women in regards to sexual awareness of their sexuality? The challenge is that most people get married and they enter marriage, listen to me, sexually unprepared. Let me explain. Being ready for sex and being prepared to make love are two different things. Being prepared is having understanding, dealing with ignorance. Now, general knowledge. General knowledge. Men experience sexual arousal and climax with relative ease. Relative ease. It doesn't have to take all night for a man to be aroused. No. We are sitting right here. Maybe somebody, a man here already, look straight. You're not the one. I'm just saying that's how a man is. Have you seen Mutinya dress ka say gahanusha a pocket? Yena rike oni abune. When you abune ko yena tafia ka say boom say you're not here. Sometimes in Kagana meet the Hanusha pocket bagaye bani yena tere when you abude na miss you mess up. Because you can be walking and a man can have repeated arousal within a day, plenty times he can't even count. Boom, oh, there's a shoe, yes, okay. Boom, oh, shoe, yes, room. And for him, the fact that he attached doesn't mean sex. No, that's his chemistry. Are you hearing what I'm talking about? You know, that's his chemistry. I taught in AUN, I know. Like a ajiko, that's why you need very strong pants. They come abu buanka, yerikeka. I taught in university, footy, So like a ajika, and for AUN, you can't talk to them about how they dress. That's jimaka, and a woman can just come the way she wants. And some, I'm okay. So kafito the ajiko, whoa, and you're standing in front of class. The fact that you are aroused doesn't mean that you will do the sex, because it's just a natural thing for the man. A man can experience arousal without stress. Without stress. So can a pastor experience arousal? Yes. Yes. Come on, put your hands together. I say, come on, put your hands together. I say, come on. I say, come on, put your hands together. But for the woman, the opposite is the case. For majority of women, it's not like they don't experience arousal just like that. That's why they are confused. Reports have shown that even with heavy teenage sexual activity, most women, and you're not supposed to have sex before marriage, but now a lot of confusion, because matters soon are competition on body counts. Now kikatara, na fiki ai, and feeding for is when the sunkwana de ita, all kinds of perversion. All right, but reports have shown, that even with heavy sexual activity, most women usually enter marriage having really experienced, listen to me, arousal or climax. I'm going to help you. So when they are coming into marriage, the man in a day, arousal is consistent. It's not. There has to be something that must be in place for a woman to be aroused. Because later I'm going to show you arousal for a woman deals with her brain, not her eyes. Except if she's under drugs. But when you meet a normal woman, many women don't want to appear naive. That's why, or make you feel as if they lack sexual prowess. So they fake it when you get married to them. They fake it as if it's not gin. But most of them back to gin call me. Yeah, come to Nakasa. Could be straight. So when you meet and you're married, many women act as though they truly experience sexual arousal or even climax, when in fact they do not. It's not easy for a woman to experience a climax. I'm going to help you. And so many women endure sex as a duty. When sex is endured, that's where a problem comes in. Okay, dole ne mbashi is a duty. Some women find sex with their husband as a catastrophic experience. In fact, they dread it. Because the affection is not there, because they don't understand their own sexuality well enough to help their husband make appropriate sexual adjustment. And if they want to help him or talk, they feel I mean, so the major problem in marriage is lack of communication or conversation. But worse when it comes to sexual preference. And if you don't talk it, you're going to have problem. And so women, they become afraid, because if they talk, they would think as if Pastor, somebody say, Pastor, continue. I need dark glasses because I'm going deeper. Many compatible couples, together, fail to find sexual fulfillment. It's not, and the reason is because They are ignorant and they are walking in deception. Sexual fulfillment has to come with both. All right. And so when that begins to happen, the husband blames the wife. But listen to me, the real culprit is not the wife or the husband. The real culprit is what I call sexual, listen to me, incompatibility. You can be compatible as couples and be sexually incompatible. And sexual incompatibility comes as a result of ignorance. Because you can overcome that through the effort that the two of you have to come in, not just the woman. If you're not sexually satisfied as a man, it's not, am I talking house of refuge? Listen to me. A man can never achieve sexual fulfillment in his marriage until his wife is sexually fulfilled as well. Because it's not just the release for the man. If she is not fulfilled, he is not fulfilled. Okay, so it's not just lie down, irresponsive, go, oh, yeah, release. Then that is a void. He gets fulfilled when he knows she is fulfilled. If she's not fulfilled, he is out. And she can't be fulfilled without responding. So though men need sex more than women, listen to me, unless women join her husband in the sexual experience, his need for sex remains unmet because she doesn't participate with him. Okay, to the cat that mean he can also talk, So she just lie down, he comes, you pump her. All right. And when he does that, his sexual is not met. So what happened here, a woman does have husband no favor by sacrificing her body to his sexual advances. Look at me straight. Don't be looking down. Look at me straight. If you're not married, make sure you hear me well. Look at me straight. Don't be looking down. The only time the man can feel sexually satisfied, is when the woman joins him in the experience of lovemaking. The experience. There is sex, there is lovemaking. Now listen to me. What unlocks that is communication. Communication unlocks the door of ignorance and then begins to open you up, or the couples, into the opportunity so that you can now begin to have what we call sexual compatibility. Sexual compatibility. After 21 minutes, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to mention a few things, before I sit down, that is important. Very important for men and very important for women, all right, in the need for communicating and how to communicate to each other to achieve sexual compatibility. All right. Number one, you have to overcome your sexual ignorance. You have to overcome your sexual ignorance. Overcome your sexual ignorance, right? All right. What that means is that the two of you must understand your own sexuality and your own sexual response. Sexuality, sexual response. All right. Number two, you have to communicate your sexual understanding to each other. All right. What that means, the two of you must understand your sexual response. Don't be shy to talk about sex with your husband. Don't. You have to, The reason is because sexual conflict are only resolved when a husband and a wife learn what actually happens emotionally and psychologically. Sex is not body. In fact, sex is the only thing that can go from the spirit to your soul and to your body. It goes psychologically, it goes emotionally, all right. So when a man and a woman, a husband and a wife make love to each other, something happens emotionally, something happens psychologically, all right. All right. I'm going to say a few things on stages. All right. Sexual experience is divided into 4 stages. 4. Someone say, Pastor, how did you know? I read a lot. All right. All right. I'm giving you information. And you're going to understand that each of the stages is different for the man and different for the woman. All right. If you lump it together, that's where, okay, all right. First stage, the first stage is arousal. The second stage is plateau, climax, and then recovery. All right. And that's what I was mentioning. Okay. During arousal, the man and the woman begins to sense sexual feelings. You know, the fact that you sense the sexual feelings doesn't matter. If proper, okay, all right. You know, it is out of that, if proper stimulation continue, then they pass from that level to the plateau. I'm going to explain more. All right. And then when you sustain that, then you go to the climax. Okay, the climax lasts for just a few seconds. All right. The reason why you hear a man say, you know, women say that 2 minutes, just 2 minutes, because I'm going to help you. For the man to climax, it doesn't, take, and that's where frustration comes in. You know, because a lot of things happen to the brain of a man, even with the warmth that he received when he enters into his wife. You know. So that's why a man, even trying to enter, he has come. It's not that she dolone. No, it's just the chemistry. And when that happens, the woman becomes frustrated. Because once a man comes, he loses any interest in sex. He becomes like abunana agwagwa. The devil is a liar. All right, look straight. So while men and women, am I teaching the right thing? I said, am I teaching the right thing? Am I teaching the right thing? Yeah. Could some intentions to say? While men and women experience the same 4 stages, they do not do so in the same physical and emotional way. The fact that you are aroused doesn't mean that she is also aroused. And the fact that you are feeling what you're feeling doesn't mean, okay, so what works for a man doesn't work for a woman. And same thing, what works for a woman doesn't work for the man. So understanding has to come. When there's no understanding, you're going to have serious problem. Couple who wish a serious sexual compatibility, when that understanding is not there, that's why you are sexually incompatible. You know, because the aim is for her to be fulfilled and for you to, okay. So let me take the first one, the arousal. The arousal. How does arousal start? For the man and for the woman, very different. The way a man and a woman get excited and how they respond is different. Most men can become aroused in many ways. In many ways. In fact, there's no scientific book in many ways. All right. But for a man, the favorite is by visual means. You know. That's why, you know, I don't know whether you did it. I was a small, I gave them you know, and then Zan Zing ne kuma akan hanya ne, and their bathroom is just so, you know, as you want to peep, right? Oh no, you know, so I peeped, you know, I peeped. And then, but while you are peeping, you know, because a man can handle when he sees this all together tight. He, most especially if he loves what he sees. All right, all right. And I think there's one of the ladies, I think she knows that somebody's peeping. You know, but just generally, you know, have you in secondary school, Kunje the mirror? You know, primary school. Young boys, look at me straight. You have done it. So mirror, boom, because you're trying to see something. Because the favorite for the man is visual. Men like to look at naked women. That's why it is actually a problem when you get married and turn at Kim Borogo, the shimi, turn at dressing come on deeper life. you know, I mean, and they want to lie, okay, you know, men like to look at naked women. When women are seen naked, arousal follow in just a second. You can clap for me now if I'm telling the truth for the man. That's why fashion designers know how men think. And that's how they mess up with the dresses of the woman. So I can jack the cleavage because close to it, bam. Say I can say about the little imagination. Come on, am I talking here? A man easily experiences arousal and can happen several times in a day. That's why the fact that I'm aroused doesn't mean. All right. However, there are non-visual experiences that can also happen. All right. Because a man can get aroused just looking at a woman walking. Yeah. More especially if he likes what he looks. A man can get aroused just looking in a magazine. Looking at a photo of a scantily clad woman. In fact, a man can get aroused even daydreaming. Just, how I wish that come money. Back in Tatabana, boom, you're getting aroused. It doesn't take rocket science for a man to get aroused. Wives sometimes express dismay at their husband because you're thinking if the arousal takes place is sex. For him, no, it's normal. He can get aroused. He can get aroused, and though you're thinking that because he's sex. The fact that you see that he's aroused does not mean it's sex. It's his chemistry. It's his natural makeup. That's why because do you understand what I'm talking about? All right. Okay. So wives sometimes express dismay at their husband's ability to be sexually aroused by other women. That's why, sometimes a woman is confused. And then and then he's aroused. And you think he's unfaithful. No. It's not a problem. It's not that he likes her. It's not that he's going after her. No. It's his chemistry. Because I can be with you, holding you, and somebody scantily dressed, that's showing. Because a man, once he sees something, boom, he can get aroused. No, Bible, it's not a problem. Come on, put your hands together. Am I helping some men here? I said, come on, put your hands together. I said, clap now. I have 11 minutes. So they need to understand that their husband are not being promiscuous or unfaithful. It's just normal. They have simply experienced a characteristic male reaction. So for a man, an arousal in itself don't mean that much to a man. Because she is normal. Just it's part of him. A man is part of him. Arousal is part of him. It may occur effortless, without stress. And he sometimes experiences it whether or not he wants it or not. You are not thinking about sex, you can get aroused. You can just like that. Now, so women find it hard to understand. Because for a woman, they experience arousal in a different way than a man. All right. A woman cannot see you naked and get aroused. That's why if you get aroused because you're naked, you're going to be confused. One guy, they told me, babe, nachitazo, come and say, naked, yeah. Yeah. Is that the father? No, a woman, is that the one that like a saw near woman? So you have to go with the gonga, yeah. No, that's not. Because yeah, like a womb. She doesn't do womb. It's not like that. The woman excitement is a little bit complicated. All right. And when you see a woman getting aroused, she must be deliberate. And it does not, in most cases, depend on visual stimulation. If visual stimulation is working for a woman, it's because there is an experience, there is a record with that man. If not, she can't just see you naked just like that. That's why it hurts when they are raped, because a woman cannot just give her body just like that. That's why sometimes in marriage they feel as if they are raped, because they are not ready, they are not aroused. And physical looking of you doesn't, no. It has to be, it's deliberate. For the average woman, getting aroused is more a matter of the mind than the result of any stimulation. I will continue this thing on Wednesday. My time is up. Whether it is visual or anything, no, it has to be with the mind. A woman can choose on her own whether or not she wants to experience arousal, depending on her emotional attachment to a particular man. If she's not emotionally attached to you, no matter what, she can't feel it. That's why you as a husband, one way to get emotionally attached to her is the affection. If the affection is not there, she can't get emotionally attached to you. And if she's not emotionally attached to you, am I talking here? I say, am I talking here? That's why for men, when you go to party, you see when a woman is taken over, it's either they drug her or it's a party, because how they reason is different. A woman can choose whether or not she wants to have an experience, okay? So, my time is up. There are a few qualities that allow her to be attached. Number one, qualities like affection, attentiveness, warmth of personality. In fact, a woman can be aroused or attracted to a man. So that's why sometimes I go to Mumuna, but she's after him, and you're confused. Because it has nothing to do with his looks. His attentiveness, attentive personality, his kindness, tenderness, tender sensitivity. He's sensitive to her need, arouses her. His affection, Nick, am I helping somebody here? Yeah. His care do more to arouse her than any physical technique a man have developed. That's why you cannot just begin to touch her and think that just because you're touching her, she can know. No. It goes with her mind. And if that connection is not there, then problems begins to, be. A man with the qualities mentioned above makes a woman feel that he understands her and has chosen, to care for her. When a man is affectionate, she feels that this guy understands me. I'm safe with this man. He can take care of me. When she begins to think like that, she can begin to get aroused. When she thinks that all you need is her body, nah, nothing. It's not about a come on, a massa. No, those things, no. She can deliberately not get aroused and intentionally get aroused. And when a woman, she begins to look for all of these signs, when she comes in your zone, that's why even when you're married, she wants to know, are you after her body? She looks for all of these signs in the eyes of a man. That's why when a woman is with a man, she looks into his eyes because she can take a lot of things from his eyes. She looks straight into his eyes. In fact, because in his eyes, care, affection, concern, time, attention, sensitivity is seen. That is why when asked what they first notice about a man, mostly when you ask a woman, the first thing that they say is his eyes. Because the eye speaks, a lot of things. A caring man showed by looking at her as if she was special. The way he looks at her. You're more than anything. You're all that I need. You're all. The way he looks at her, she looks special. It means a lot to her and to their relationship. That's why I said that you don't hug with your hand, you hug with your heart. When she sees that she is special, she begins to open up to you. Am I talking here? Come on, put your hands together if you understand. All right. A woman wants the special appreciation, to be aware that she's a person, not just a sex partner. She needs to know, you understand. She's taking care of your children. She's cooking. You understand. You love her. You care. You value what she is doing. She wants to see it in your eyes. If she doesn't see it, she will think as if you are evil. All you want is her body. Come on, put your hands together. Arousal is not that. No, bahakabani. There are things that when she feels she's appreciated. That's why they say, Babu Kauna, I'm not appreciated. Most women you consider, I'm not appreciated. I'm not appreciated. What she's actually trying to say is that once that is not there, and come on, put your hands together. For many women, a man's looks are not actually the most critical. I'm not saying that the looks is not good, but they are not actually. A tender touch, a gentle treatment may mean more to a woman than a handsome face and a trim mustache. What will she do with a handsome face? Am I talking here? Come on, put your hands together. What will she do with a kind of together type, kind of smelling, but you know? A man can do much to arouse or suppress his wife's sexual feelings by the way he touches her. You see, just touching her will tell her whether you're lusting after her body or you actually care. How you touch her. How you touch her will tell her whether it's sex you're looking for. How you touch her. I say how you touch her. I say how you touch her. You know, one of the most intelligent beings are women. Very, very sophisticated and very intelligent. Very. That's why I'm shocked when a man said that Dolua. No, be careful. Most kings are brought down by women. Very intelligent. Come on, put your hands together. Very intelligent. From your look, she can deduce everything. From your touch, she can know this touch. Nothing this can you call this touch. Not somebody that cares. From a touch, she can know. Touch in from a touch, I'm telling you. And just from a touch, she can switch off, or she can open up. Because from a touch, I said, from a touch. His embrace, his kiss, my time is up, his caresses must convey tender attentiveness and special caring. Feelings of affection and care give you the keys to a woman's arousal. My time is up. If a woman is not aroused, sex is hell. My time is up. I'm not even done with the arousal. I'll continue on Wednesday. That's why most marriages, the man just enters. She's not it. She's not in. Don't miss Wednesday, because from arousal there is the plateau. From the plateau there is climax. From climax there is recovery. It's in recovery that you lose a marriage. And most women are just enduring but the reason for this month is family month, right? If it works, then everybody is happy. Yeah. Have I helped somebody today? My time is up. Come on, put your hands together. Have I helped? I said, come on, clap. You know, I can open up more only when I'm dealing with just the couples. Because when I'm dealing with just the couples, I can go graphical. You know, now I'm not dealing with couples. Okay. However, you know, sexual fulfillment has to do with both the woman and the man. All right. And when there's sexual compatibility, there's something that happens in that marriage. There's something that happens in that marriage. All right. Okay. All right. I'm just on the arousal. I'm not done with the arousal. So on Wednesday, I'm going to deal, because, then the plateau. And have I helped somebody today? Come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. I said, come on, put your hands together. If you're married, I already gave an assignment on Wednesday. Do sexless affection for 1 month. Don't have sex with her. Shower her with care and love for 1 month. Oh no, somebody began it. Let me say, if you're married, some of you were not in church on Wednesday. They say, tap Show her sexless affection. Rub her back. Hug her. You know. To intertashe makafa. Just Pastor yache mu sexless affection. Show her kindness. Let her know that she's the only thing that makes you tick. Let her know that she's the reasons for your existence. Let her know that she is the one that makes life meaningful. Let her know that she's everything that you desire. Let her know that she's the apple of your eyes, the mother of your children. Let her be respected. Let her know that imba itaba kamutu. Let her know that if anybody is going to come to her, he must come in between. I stand and I will protect you. Let her know that you're the man in her life. I'm not talking here. Come on, put your hands together. Do that for 1 month. Don't go for the sex. Give her the gift. Kiss her. Hold her. Rub her back. Say good things about her. How about Dubekimana? Tefia. Come on now. I'm making her do. The devil is a liar. Come on, put your hands together if you understand what I'm talking about. Take her out for a dinner. Take her for a walk. Tell her today, bad defa binchi. I'm not talking here. When she's in the kitchen, go help wash for her. Tell her you are everything. Give her affection. For 1 month. The devil is a liar. I say, put your hands together. For 1 month. You know, somebody began him and walk on her for 1 month. No sex. Kiss her. Take her higher. But sustain her there. Just give her the treat of her life. Put those hands together if you understand what I'm talking about. Let her be the everything. Say good words to her. Appreciate her. Somebody shout. I said somebody shout again. Somebody shout. And now may the Lord bless you and keep you. 1 month. 1 month. Every woman here, in 1 month, but kukawa karanshi. Kudokuche paso when I'm 1 month, but not 1 month. Mohammed, 1 month, 1 month. Eh? 1 month shafe kawai. I shafa. Kaje close. Amakada kataba. Niko fungani abunane. Let her know that she is valuable in this life. Let her know that she's the most important thing in your life after God. Create the environment. I say create the environment. And now may the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord cause his face to shine upon you. We demand our homes be rectified and be the best. Let the houses be the example on earth.